Okay, this is a video on percentages at National 5 level. Essentially there's three types of questions that can ask you at National 5 on percentages. You'll never get a very simple one like find 10% or something, or 25% or something. That's far too easy for National 5. So they give you something that is a wee bit more challenging in terms of mentally. You've got to think a wee bit, got to read the question carefully. That's what it's all about. Okay, so there are three types. First type, it's called percentage increase or decrease. Okay, increase or decrease. And that's simply if you buy something for £20, say, sell it for £28, what's your percentage increase? And again, same idea, if you buy something for £20 and you make a loss and you sell it for £15, what's your percentage decrease? Okay, so that's one type. Tends to come up every now and again in connection with another question that we're going to show you in a wee minute. Other type, original price. So original price is what you started with, sometimes called initial value, what you started with. So it's a working backwards type question then. And the format that we're going to use, now I'll make up another video to show you maybe two of these type. They're done exactly the same way all the time, and there's a nice wee thing to remember when we do the solutions or the working for this that makes it really easy. But the format will be proportion. So percentage, quantity. Now the quantity is normally money, but it can be anything. It could be weight, it could be grams, it could be anything. So we usually got a value of a percentage, and that equates to something, and then we find 100%, which is the original value. But we'll talk about that in the video that comes up. Last type that we can get is percentage year on year. Okay, and the way I tend to do it now, there are lots of different ways to do it, but I use the formula V equals I, bracket 1 plus or minus the percentage over 100, all to the power n. Okay, and I'll talk about this formula, I'll actually derive it for you, just show you where it comes from, and then we'll do some questions on it. Okay, now you'd have to remember this formula for the exam, but we'll talk more about that later. So that's the three different types you can get. Now this always comes up, this always comes up. Sometimes this will come up using part A, using part B for this. Okay, so this will come up sometimes that feeds into part B, the question in here. Never saw this come up on its own. Okay, but these two always come up. So normally for 3 marks each, so you're talking about 6 marks guaranteed in your exam. So well worth learning it. Okay, so I'll make up a video on this. This video here, I'll do this as well for this video. Okay, so I'll get rid of this and I'll show you how to do the increase decrease. So percentage increase. And I'll split my page, percentage decrease. So let's make up some numbers. Let's suppose I buy a product, could be anything, for £475. Okay, and I sell it 6 months later. Right, so 6 months later, I sell for £500. Question: what is my percentage increase? Or my percentage profit, sometimes called profit. Okay, well, the way we go about this, well, we've got a nice wee formula that we can just plug our numbers into. It'll be difference in the prices over original, and that's original cost, and we times it by 100, and that gives me my percentage increase. Okay, so the difference, well, the difference is 500 minus 475 give me £25. So I've made £25 profit. But what's my percentage profit? Because we're asked for the percentage profit. Okay, so if we put percentage profit here, or percentage increase, equals, well, the difference is 25 over the original amount that I bought it for, which is 475, and we times that by 100. Now, all we have to do there is work that out. Okay, so working that out gives us our percentage increase. Now, remember, when you're finding a percentage, it means that you're always times it by 100. So let's see how we're going to work that out. Okay, so take your calculator, put 25 divided by 475, and then you times that by 100, and you should get an answer of about 5.3%. Approximately, one decimal place, 5.3%. So you made a wee bit of profit in there. Okay, that's how you do percentage increase. Decrease is done exactly the same way. Okay, so again, I'll just keep it very basic and buy a product for, let's keep the numbers easy, £50. A week later, I sell for £40. Question: what is my percentage decrease? A decrease in a percentage means a loss. So I've actually lost money in this. So what's my loss? Well, looking at your last question over here, it's exactly the same idea, but in this case it's going to be a loss in percentage. No, that's an increase because we made money. We're losing money here. So 50 minus 40, numbers dead easy, £10. I've lost £10, but what percentage loss is that? Well, it's a percentage decrease or loss. Equals the difference. Well, the difference is £10. What did I buy it for? I bought it for 50. Times that by 100. And if we work that out, that's quite easy. That's a 20% loss I made. So, loss. And this one over here, I'll just put it here just so it's quite clear. We made a profit here. Okay, so you can see in business, we always want to make a profit. So we always want a percentage increase. We always put something onto a product to make money. But sometimes, if the product's not selling, we have to sell it as a loss to get some money back so we don't lose as much. And that's percentage increase and decrease, and that's it. Okay, remember these type of questions, usually if they pop up, usually get the percentage increase decrease, and it feeds into another percentage question, part B in a question, at National 5. So sometimes comes up, but not always.